My daughter took her life due to bullying, verbal bullying, physical bullying, people just not accepting her for the person that she was.
A call to stop the bullying after a young girl takes her own life after what her family describes persistent harassment.
13-year-old Tiara died days ago, and all new at 10, her family is speaking out against bullying because they don't want this to happen to any other child.
My daughter was amazing. She was strong. She was quirky, goofy. She wanted to be a chef when she grew up.
Tiara loved cooking and baking so much that everyone called her Muffin, a beautiful and loving young girl who desperately wanted to be accepted by her peers.
They never let my daughter forget that she was not going to be accepted, from talking about her braces, to talking about her weight, from talking about her clothes, from talking about her hair, from talking about her body, from talking about her shoes. They never let my daughter be a child. They never accepted her. And unfortunately for my daughter, that's what she wanted.
Her mother says the bullying had been ongoing, but Tiara didn't want to change schools. All of her siblings were there. The 8th grader at Akili Academy was looking forward to going to high school next year.
She was willing to stick it out. She wanted to tough it out. But in the end, it became too much for my daughter.
Last weekend, Tiara took her own life.
Do you know what that feel like to pick your baby up when she bleeding and you try to help her and you can't? It's not the teachers, because the teachers are not here to raise your children. It's the parents. Raise your children right. Let them know because you different don't mean you're awkward. Please stop the bullying. Please stop the bullying.
This march at the school drew scores of people, all to raise awareness about the dangers of bullying. For Mom Antoinette Perkins, at times, the moment was overwhelming.
No!
And what words could not say, the silence and sadness spoke volumes.
I just wish she would have saw that all these people out here, they love her.
For now, it's the community that's left to wrap its arms around this family.
It shattered the family. We're lost. We have questions. We have why questions. Why?
A family who will always be left wondering why Tiara's kindness was met with such cruelty. Antoinette Perkins says the march Thursday was not only for Tiara, but also in hopes that no other mother has to walk in her shoes.
Hello everyone, it's your sister Roland, and all I need is a few minutes to discuss this tragic, sad story that happened. This happened in New Orleans. This happened a while back. It happened back in November, a little bit before Thanksgiving. So it was like November 18th or 19th that it happened. And when it did happen, I knew about it. But I didn't really know what to say, how I was going to go about the story. But I felt that I had some stuff to say about what happened in this situation. In a sense, to be preventative, because at this point, this young lady is gone. She will never come back again. This family is forever changed, because this mother, it was 5 of them. She had 5 children, so it was 6 of them. So now she only has 4 children, and it's only 5 of them. And this was very sad. And I was thinking, I was like, what am I going to say about this? Of course, to raise your children, like the mom said, people really need to raise their children to be kind people. But this is the thing. This is, as parents, we may say, oh, you need to be nice to this person. You need to be nice to the girl. You need to be nice to the boy. But we don't, keep constantly reminding them, you need to do the right thing. You need to say the right thing. You need to respect your elders. Just like the Bible tells us, it told the Israelites what you're supposed to teach your children the laws when you're walking with them, when you're doing different things. So you have to pound it. I mean, with kids, you have to keep on repeating so they could get it. Because you see how the music industry and the different people, when they have an agenda, what they bombard you with it. They bombard you with the music. They bombard you with their agenda. And then it comes like second nature to you. So this is how we are supposed to bombard our children to respect each other. To have you may not like somebody, because you don't have to like everybody, but you need to respect people. You need to respect your classmates. You need to respect your teachers. And you can't do it one time. You have to always reiterate that. So things like this can stop happening. Things we have to start in our home first. And it's so sad is when tragedy like this happening, and then everybody want to come. So imagine if she had maybe made an announcement on the mom had made an announcement on her Facebook page and saying, this is what my daughter's been going through, and they've been bullying her, and she's not good enough. And imagine if all the community had gathered around, and then for this girl to see how many people cared about her, what effect that would have had. Maybe I wouldn't be doing this story today. You never know. But sometimes it takes a tragedy like this to happen, and then everybody want to gather around when it's too late. So now her little brother does not have a big sister anymore. Her older sister don't have a little sister anymore. This mother, and then what really touched me is she was like, this little girl looked just like her mom. Her mom passed. I don't know exactly when the mom passed, but she's like, she looked just like her mother. So the little girl was like, yes, she missed her mom. She know her mom's not there, but the little girl was like a comfort for her, because wow, you look just like my mom, and now this little girl is gone. So it's just a tragedy. And then even with the research, even when they was doing this protests or march, there are people. People are such insensitive people now. People do not see people as human beings in the time. A lot of people. There are some people that see people as human beings, but a lot of people nowadays, they are devoid of human emotions, like the Bible said it would be. So I'm not surprised. They don't see people as humans. They're doing a march for a young girl that had her whole life ahead of her, and then you're laughing. And then you guys are doing, I just don't understand some stuff. But what I really wanted to say, another thing that touched me when the mom said that the girl wanted to stick it out. The girl wanted to stick it out. She was getting bullied. She knew it was getting bullied. Of course, she was telling her mom, because the mom was stating this is what they were saying about her. But she wanted to stick it out because she had her younger, I think the brother and a sister that was at the same school as her. So she wanted to stick it out because she only probably had one more year, and she can take it. Well, that's probably what she thought, and then it ended up getting too much for her, and it was alleged that she went and got her mom's weapon and then commit the act. So I was reminded of my situation with my girls. I don't know how people raise children today without God, without the Holy Spirit teaching you God, because sometimes the child shows that they got it. They show that they okay. But God knows your hearts and minds. He knows our hearts and minds. We could fool other people. We can't fool God. So many times when God has told me, you need to sit down and talk to your girls, and sit down until they talk, because sometimes they don't even want to talk. Sit down and talk to them, even if it takes all night. Sit down and talk to the girls. And the things that I found out. But recently, she was out of school, one of my daughters, and one of my most confident daughters was out of school. From the minute she got to the school, they started bullying her. Why? Because she's natural. Because the majority of the young ladies in this particular school, I'm not, if you want to wear your weave and eyelashes, that's you. But just because somebody else does not wear weave and eyelashes does not make them less than you. does not make the person who is natural less more than you either. Nobody's more than each other just because the way that they choose to, take care of themselves or beautify themselves. So in this school, my daughter is not natural. She has a natural hair. She does not wear, certain weaves and the different things that a lot of young ladies wear. And then the school is predominantly African American. It's predominantly African American, and every day these kids would just bully. And then my daughter's like, I don't even know these people. So I don't. And the time that God told me to go speak to her, and then I said, Mommy, I don't even know these girls. I don't even bother them. And then they always talking about me. They always picking on me. Oh, I need to do my hair and stuff like that, because doing your hair, you have to have a weave in it. That's when your hair done. If your hair is natural in its natural state, and maybe put it in a ponytail or you braid it, your hair's not done. Okay. She's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then she thought she was gonna be able to tough it out. And then we say we're gonna tough it out. Some kids can tough it out. There are some kids that can tough it out, but not all kids can tough it out. So we was trying to well, first of all, that was in 9th grade, because she got to school in 9th grade. And then, of course, this pandemic thing happened. So it went to online school. So she didn't have to really deal with that. But then when going back, and then all the anxiety, and then she's like, Mom, I don't know if I go back to the school. I don't know if I go. So we looking into different thing. And then, of course, it's going to inconvenience me, because sometimes as a parent, when you have children, you have to be inconvenienced at times. You have to be inconvenienced because you have children. They wasn't asked to be born in this world. So we had been looking into different schools to change. At first, we was trying to maybe let her stay and then just get out the academy that she was in, and that didn't go through. And some type of drama in that school. So we were looking into, because we're in Miami-Dade County, and then now we were looking into going to Broward County, which is like 30 to 45 minutes away. And then they have a school of choice that you can sign up for. It was different people that was helping me. School of choice, you have to sign up, and then if you are accepted, then you could go into that school that you chose. So luckily, a school in Broward County accepted her. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's a long commute. Because before she went to school, I had to drop, because both my daughters, they go to different schools. So my commute literally was only 20 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes to drop her, one of my daughters, to the bus stop, and come back home, and then pick up the other one and drop her to school. And that's like 10 minutes away. So it was like literally 20 minutes. Now my commute is like an hour and 30 minutes, literally. My commute is, but then when I was complaining, oh my goodness, this is such a long commute, and I don't like to drive. I have to drive, but I really don't like driving. Even though when I couldn't drive, I so wanted to drive, but now I don't like to drive. And I was like, oh, this commute is so long. But then when I look at my daughter, this is the first time in years my daughter is so excited to go to school. The one that was at this, toxic school. That's the first time she's so excited to go to school. She's so happy. She can't wait to go to school. That hasn't happened in years, because she was so unhappy where she was. Because sometimes, yes, some of these kids are strong, but some of these kids are not strong as we think they are. And those stuff, when you're being constantly bullying, people putting you down, and then it's not like people can say, oh, because you start something, or you have an attitude, and say, okay, you do stuff to cause that to happen to you, even though that's still wrong. But then some of these kids are not even doing nothing. They try to be nice. They try to be nice to these bullies, and they still bully. Of course, that's going to have an effect on your mental health. And a lot of these kids, they can't take it. And then they always choose that way to take themselves out. That could have been my story. That could have been my story. And then now it's my daughter is discovering different talents that I didn't even know she had. Now she know how to. She did this nice drawing, but we didn't even know she had it because with the environment that she was so toxic, it's like it smothers all the gifts and talents and the joy and happiness the child has. And then for my daughter to say, wow, I love school. She hasn't said that since elementary. Because it's always been a toxic thing. Because it was always convenient. I always look for convenient ways because you're a parent. I have work to do and stuff like that. But it's like sometimes you have to inconvenience yourself. So when I want to complain and say this is a long ride, it's like, wow, to see my daughter, and she always has a story because I got to make time to listen to all the stories that happened in school today. When I see that smile on her face, I was like, that is worth it. That is worth it. Even if I put gas in my car 2 times a week, it's worth it because it's been a while since she. And this is somebody that loves school. She loved to go to school, and then for those time periods, it was middle school and it was beginning of high school. Those time periods, she started to hate school because of the things the bullying, because she was different. Everybody was transitioning to, especially the girls, and it's always our own people, and people don't want to talk about that. This black on black racism, black on black prejudice. Nobody want to talk about that. It's be your own people that put you down, that bully you. Sometimes you think it's a different different skin color. No, it's be your own people. She's like, I didn't know what to do. It's like I did this, it wasn't no good. I did this. You could never satisfy people. But I thank God for a relationship with God that shows me this, because if I'm looking superficial, I would never know. Maybe one day come and then she's gone. But the Holy Spirit knows us. He knows our inner parts, even stuff that we may not even know. So that's all I pray for. Her name is Antoinette Perkins. I pray for her. I pray for the 4 children that she has left. So that's because it was the act was committed in the house. That's a spiritual, that's spiritual consequences. So that's that spiritual act can be taken out of the house, so it doesn't affect the other children. And may she stand strong, and God comfort her. That's when you lose a child. When you lose a child, that's so hard to get over that and to process that. So imagine you losing a child in that way. That's even more so difficult. But I just pray for this young woman. May God give her the strength to take it one day at a time. Sometimes you can't even take it one day at a time. Sometimes you take it a minute per day, a second per day, because especially, and then you could see they had a very, very close relationship. From the different pictures, she would come, be with her mom. They would always be together. They would dress alike. So that's difficult. So this was my preventative. Sometimes we have to inconvenience ourselves. Yes, the child may say, yes, mommy, I want to stay. It's not that bad. Sometimes go with your gut feeling. If you feel that you should take them out, you should put them someplace else, you should do whatever you do it, because some kids don't know. They want to, they already have, maybe they have a few friends. They want to be there for their little siblings, or be with their older siblings. Sometimes we have to inconvenience ourselves when it comes to our children, so the stuff like that can stop happening. And then a lot of these parents, y'all need to check your kids, see if they're not bullies too. And you need to reiterate, people need to reiterate it, keep on bombarding these kids to respect their elders, respect each other. You may not like that person, but you need to respect them. They might not look like you, but that doesn't mean you better than them, and that doesn't mean that they're better than you. So that's all I had to say on this situation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.